is that the best prediction I've got from the dev team on the Pulsechain launch, which is the world's largest free airdrop, which is what most of you guys probably care a lot about, especially new viewers, mid-May. So that's like a tiny bit less than a month. That's their best guess. But who knows? Do you see critical mass happen in Pulsechain with the window of market mainstream at what time frame? Your English is terrible. I think what you're asking me is, when will crypto go mainstream, particularly Pulsechain? I don't know. Who cares as long as everybody's getting rich? I don't know. You know, hopefully this gains a lot of value and everyone's very happy. I mean, look, Bitcoin went up 690 million% and it's not mainstream. Do you plan to do a huge, in all caps, marketing campaign prior to mainnet launch and get all those YouTubers on board to promote and talk about the PRC20 airdrop for a week before big launch? In any of my projects, we don't have expectation of profit from the work of others. And I don't really make forward-looking statements. I can tell you that big YouTubers such as Rand Newer, Ivan on Tech, The Moon, Carl, they've all sacrificed for Pulsechain, BitBoy. All the big YouTubers that I know of have sacrificed for Pulsechain. So maybe they'll talk about it. Maybe they won't. I don't know. We'll see. When PulseX tokens are burned, whose tokens exactly are getting burned? It's a great question. It's a great question. So the Fee2 address in the Uniswap v2 code, which is forked to create the PulseX contracts, scrapes a percentage of fees, 21.7% of fees. And those fees, when you do a swap, are paid in the form of the token that you're getting rid of. So if you were to swap, say, Pulse for Hex, then the contract would scrape some of the Pulse. And if you were to swap Hex for Pulse, it would scrape some of the Hex. Then when someone adds or removes liquidity to that Hex Pulse pair, as part of their add or remove function, that person pays to send the scraped tokens to the Fee2 address. And so the Fee2 address acquires over time, as people add and remove liquidity from the LP, 21.7% of the fees, and the fees are whichever pair was gotten rid of to get the other side of the pair. And so the tokens that are being burnt, and so what happens is now anyone can run a contract which then uses those scraped Fee2 address paid fee percentages and then buys PulseX with those, so the inputs are the scraped fees from those other coins, and then it trades them for PulseX, and then those PulseX are burnt. So the same thing that allows them to do the trade also burns them. So that's it. So the input energy to buy the PulseX to then burn it comes from the scraped fees from trades in the PulseX exchange. And so the answer to your question is, whoever was offering their PulseX as an LP, whoever was offering their PulseX on the PulseX whatever pair is the person's PulseX that gets bought and burnt, because it was the one that was for offer. So people would, if you want to be an LP and make money on PulseX versus something else, people can then run the function, which will then buy and burn the PulseX. There you go. You're probably going to have to watch that again to get it. Launch date update. I told you mid-May. What do you want? That's the best guess from the devs. Why don't you listen? NFTs level 99 says, you don't have to dress or act like a clown, Richard, to get more people to listen. If you communicated with more etiquette, empathy, and grace, like an Elon Musk James Bond of crypto, we would catch fire. Do you want to know what I have to say to that? Here you go. Haters. That's what you want. Right there, isn't it? Little Miami twerk action for you guys. That's what I think about your comment.